欢迎来到阿 P 聊音乐。今天这集比较特别，我们邀请到了世界知名的表演艺术团体 Stomp 破铜烂铁来跟我们聊音乐，欢迎。
Hi, 阿 P 聊音乐。I'm Andy.
I'm Phil. I'm Josh.
And I'm Tammy.
And we're Stomp.
And we're going to see you guys in September.
Woo, can't wait.
Stomp 破铜烂铁呢，他们是1991年从英国发迹，至今超过30年，破2万场的演出。那破铜烂铁最让人印象深刻的就是能够将各种你意想不到日常生活当中出现的东西，都变成乐器敲打。那阿 P 今天找了几个很有台湾在地风情的东西，看看他们能不能打出什么好听的曲子。分别有夹脚拖、红白塑胶袋、弹珠汽水、泡面，让他们抽签。马上我们就来看他们抽到什么。
What you got? What you got?
Ooh,
I got.
that is
And
订阅阿 P 聊音乐。你们知道 Stomp 的中文翻译是破铜烂铁吗？
No, I never knew that. That's really cool. It's a cool coincidence. So it is the perfect name for the show when we come here.
yeah.
In English, stomp means to
Like,
stomp your foot. Like stomp on something.
你知道加入 Stomp 需要很繁复的 audition， 要怎样才能加入 Stomp？ 需要特别准备什么吗？
I've seen people, because I've auditioned people, and I've seen people prepare something, and we look at that and we say, oh, because it's not very, we want to see you come up with something, fresh, and be yourself. And if it seems too rehearsed or too polished, then it's like, you're not bringing yourself out as much.
请问在场有小时候都学打击乐的吗？学打击乐会比较容易进入到 Stomp 吗？
It's not necessarily easier or more difficult. What it's really focused on is whether people have a good sense of rhythm or not. And I think generally, if people are interested in percussion, it's because they feel like they've got a sense of rhythm.
Yep.
So that's what kind of leads them to percussion anyway.
Yep.
But if you've got a good sense of rhythm and you've never done anything percussive, you could still audition for the show. We have
Yep.
open auditions, so we invite everybody to the audition process, whether you've studied music and got a master's or you've never touched an instrument in your life.
Yep.
Everybody as well.
You don't have to be a trained musician to join us. That might be a plus. That might help you to learn the show. But nobody is trained in playing the brooms. Nobody is trained in doing anything that we do with actual props. So percussion might help you, but that's not a necessity.
看一下团员的讯息，发现很有趣，并不是所有人都是音乐专长，那也有舞者啊，或者是摄影爱好者等等。那很好奇，你们是为什么会想要加入 Stomp 呢？
I just loved it when I first saw it. Somebody showed me a video and I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. And I was learning drums at the time and I just thought it was like the coolest thing.
Yep.
And so when I saw that the show was playing in London, I was like, I want a ticket. And I went and saw the show and I was like, I was just like blown away. And then I saw on the Stomp website about auditions that were happening. And like I said before, the open auditions, They said, click here to find out more about auditions. So I clicked, and then I was sent an email about auditions, and then I turned up, and that's it.
Well, I come from a tap dancing background, and I know a lot of tap dancers who were a part of the show when I was much younger, and that's what led me to see the show in the first place. And I think we're all fans of the show.
We were fans of the show before we were a part of the show. Now that we're a part of the show, we're even a bigger fan of the show.
Still fans.
When I grew up, I started acting and dancing and playing drums, and I did a lot of theater. And then when I saw Stomp for the first time, I was like, wow, this is everything that I love to do. So I always wanted to be in it. And I saw it so many times before I auditioned.
Stomp 呢，因为特殊的表演形态，受到很多不同的大型活动的邀约，像是奥斯卡颁奖典礼，甚至是伦敦奥运的闭幕式。那这里想要问一下 Philip 参加奥运演出的感想或是小心得。
Yeah. Well, Andy, you also did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a crazy experience. We did a just over 2 minutes of performance, and it took a lot of preparation because
3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah, 3 weeks of preparation because the creators, they wrote a specific piece for the Olympics, which involved how many stompers?
30. So there's 15 on each side, doing the same thing.
And it was like the biggest cast of Stomp that's ever played together. And we performed in front of 80,000 people on the night, and it was on TV obviously to everywhere around the world. So it was like 3 weeks of preparation, and then it was like 2 minutes, and it was like done. And I was sitting there like, whoa, what just happened? And still the memory is forever ingrained in my brain.
Stomp 有超过10000场的巡回演出，那请问你们有没有对哪一个城市印象很深刻，或是有什么有趣的事情吗？
Me personally, everywhere I go is so interesting. I love going to new places. Like I can't wait to play here and see what the audiences are like. But as far as just being in a different place, what was really special for me was when I went to New Zealand. Because it was so beautiful, and the cities we went to were really cool. I loved Wellington, New Zealand, as a city itself. As far as performing for crowds, Germany loves the show so much. So they're so loud and they really give it. So it's different reasons for different cities that I love. So I love everywhere we've been. It's just I've got different reasons for each one.
I'm very excited to do the show in Japan. It was like one of my dreams to go back to where my parents live, and my brothers can come see the show, my family and friends where I grew up. So we haven't done that yet. I haven't done that yet, but we're going to Japan, and that's a big full circle moment for me.
I've gotten a chance to travel around the United States for the show. And now I'm entering the other side of the world, which is Europe, Asia. And today we saw an amazing performance by these kids at this school. And I look forward to seeing those kids again when they come see the show in September. We'll be here in September, actually. We'll be back. And so, it would be amazing to see those kids and share what we do. But they crushed it today. They did an amazing job. And it's those little things, that's the memories that's gonna live in my head forever. Is I went to Taiwan and I saw these kids perform, and it moved all of us.
I was in tears.
We were in tears. It was a beautiful performance.
I think for me, the furthest I go from home is the best, because it's I love experiencing different cultures and also places that I didn't even know anything about before. I've been and played in doing this show and opened my eyes to new things I didn't even know existed. We went to Guam once in Micronesia, and before we went there, they said, right, we're going to do the show in Guam, and I was like, well, I don't even know where that is. I couldn't even point it out on a map. And then we went there. It took ages. It took 2 days to get there, and then we got there, and it was this cool island and amazing beaches, and the crowds were great. And so it's just for me, it's great to be able to do this and experience like a whole bunch of stuff that I would never have been able to do before.
那今天用了这么多台湾特色物品，会不会考虑在30周年的北高演出当中使用呢？
Well, it's not up to us because we have creators of the show, and we write very specific routines and choreography and lighting and everything else. But we always love to jam with different stuff.
那这次巡会不会带来什么特别的演出呢？
We so about maybe every 2 to 3 to 4 years, the creators decide to create new numbers for the show. And while the show's going on, we always change things here and there with different numbers. And so we have 2 new numbers. Maybe this might be 3 new numbers since last time we were here. I'm not sure, but we have 2 new numbers that we just learned. And we can't wait to show you guys here in Taiwan what those numbers are.
9月15至17号有演出哦，购票请见资讯栏或上开立娱乐。以上是今天 Stomp 的专访，他记得要订阅阿 P 聊音乐还有 Stomp 的所有官方账号都 follow 起来了。那我们下次再见，拜。